All right, I have Dan King on, very special guest. I want to just read his bio so you guys have a little idea of who Dan is before I bring him on. All right, Dan is a spiritual conduit, medium, personal development coach, author, columnist, and international speaker who has worked with such prolific figures as Dr. Deepak Chopra, and we know who that is, Sylvia Brown, and talk show icon Montel Williams. You know, we used to watch the Montel Williams show, and you remember that psychic, that lady that always was with him? Yeah, so Dan has worked with these people. Pretty impressive, for me at least. All right, a pioneer of spirituality with an edge and dubbed the rated R avatar. I definitely have to ask him, what is the rated R avatar? Okay, Dan has an unapologetic, controversial, and contemporary delivery that oozes authenticity, commands attention, and ultimately transforms the lives of those who experience his work. He has been called a revolutionary force in the conscious living movement and a spiritual rock star. As his fresh and brash approach to life and spirituality merges inspiration, enlightenment, and entertainment, while Dan reveals the answers to life's big questions. You know why I'm so honored to have him here, right? Dan's uncanny ability to relay specific messages from spirit has helped individuals all over the world to live a better life, from connecting people with deceased loved ones to his unique gift of intuitively channeling and understanding of the deepest parts of one's being. Dan provides more than just readings. He is more than just a medium. His insight guides his clients in healing even the deepest emotional traumas and blockages with an unparalleled compassion that comes from an understanding only spirit can offer. He provides a profoundly life-altering experience that resonates to the core of one's being. Hey, Dan, I see you. I'm going to bring you on right now.
Hello, everybody. I'm fantastic. I'm Irie, actually. How are you?
You went and learned some Jamaican before you come on, right?
One word, at least one word, at least one word.
One word. All right. We have another one where say, yeah, man. You know, I don't even know if I actually say that, but yeah.
All right.
I think they said that. We said that. How are you? This is actually the first time we're verbally talking because we've been messaging each other. So I just want to know everybody to know that this is the first time I'm actually talking to Dan, other than us messaging each other. So it's really good to meet you right now.
It's a gift to meet you, Alicia.
Awesome.
Is that how you say your name, Alicia?
Alicia.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. So tell me, Dan. I mean, I've been trying to prepare to speak to you, but I know that it would just come naturally because I don't know where to start other than from the beginning. Spiritual conduit. Tell me, how did you know? Tell me a little bit about yourself. And I'm talking about from childhood. Like, how did you know that you had this gift?
Well, it wasn't in childhood at all. It wasn't until I was about 26 or 27 that this started to happen to me. I was out at a restaurant with a friend. It was lunchtime, busy restaurant, and my waitress's deceased father came through for her. And didn't see that coming. But clearly,
you got to explain that first experience, though. Tell me about that first experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you see? Did you see the person itself?
Well,
how did you see that?
Well, no, honestly, I didn't see anything at first. At first, we were just talking, and we had actually met this waitress the last time we had been there, which was probably about a month or so prior to this. And I remembered that she had mentioned that her father was a retired police officer, and I remembered because so was mine. So we had the same waitress the second time around, and I just happened to ask her. I said, "How's your, retired police officer dad doing?" And she said, "Oh, I guess I didn't mention when I first mentioned it that he passed away 2 years ago or something like that." And I saw, I felt bad. I apologize. I'm so sorry. She said, "No, you had no way of knowing." So her and my friend continued to talk, and then all of a sudden, I kept hearing in my mind this name Richard over and over and over and over and over again. And it's almost like somebody slapped me in the back of the head, like I had to spit it out. I said, "Who's Richard?" And she stops and she says, "Well, that's my dad."
Wow.
And as soon as she validated that, then I got this image in, my third eye or mind's eye, whatever you want to call it. And so I described this man I was seeing, and she said that's exactly what he looked like. And I don't remember everything he said, but I do remember him bringing up about, or apologizing rather, for how strict he was with her when he was alive. And instantly the tears started coming down. She said, yes, he was, pretty tough on me. And then the only other thing I remember, because it stood out so much to me and to her, was that he showed me this car with a bow on it. And that's when she lost it, and said that her mother had just bought her a car for her birthday. And so, I felt bad for the poor girl, because, it's lunchtime, busy restaurant, and the poor girl's crying. And I remember her saying to me, you're scaring the shit out of me right now. And I remember saying to her, trying to lighten the mood, I said, I'm scaring you. I'm talking to your dead dad right now. I'm pretty scared myself, right?
I was about to ask you, how were you feeling? Because that should have been a little, I would have been scared as well.
Well, it should have been, but, honestly, it felt so natural and so normal. And now I know why. I've been doing this ever since. And clearly it was what I was created to do on this earth. So it felt unusually natural. And then from that day forward, I think the conversation ended where she said, I can't handle this right now. And she just kind of, went to the back and probably cried more. I felt really bad. But at the same time, I had this knowing that she really got what happened there. And then it just kind of took on a life of its own. And since then, the reason why I use the term spiritual conduit is because I don't just quote unquote talk to dead people. It took on, like I said, a life of its own after that. I just started to pick up on what people had gone through in life, what the root of their pain was, their fear, their lack of self-love, their lack of self-worth, their traumas, what they had gone through in life, and was able to guide them towards healing that trauma.
Wow.
So that's why, I've chosen to settle on the term spiritual conduit, because it was the most all-encompassing term that I could kind of agree on. Personally, I don't like titles at all.
I know, right?
But I figured I should probably...
boxes you into something.
Well,
Labels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. Yeah. Well said. And so, but yeah, I guess I need some sort of title to give people somewhat of an idea of what I do.
Exactly.
So spiritual conduit, that's where that came from.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So I read just even the first paragraph. It's a lot. It's not just a spiritual conduit, but I understand now why you are a personal development coach, because you're talking about going back into the traumas of persons and being able to get that, them releasing and understanding why they are, the way they are.
Absolutely.
I see author. Of course, I had to Google you, so I saw some of those Soulgasm book. I have to talk about. I'm just dying to talk about Soulgasm, because clearly that is this is what you have built from who you are now, right? Soulgasm.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me about Soulgasm and how you birthed Soulgasm.
Thank you so much. Well, the term came to me from Spirit. I can't take credit for that. Actually, I don't take credit for any of the work I do, just having the balls to do it, right? Because, this isn't the most accepted line of work in this world. Thankfully,
no, it's not.
I'm sure you well know, but thankfully we are in the middle of, the awakening, as many people call it. So thankfully it is becoming more accepted, and as it should be, because it is the truth about life, right? But Soulgasm was a term that was given to me. I think it really represents my approach, my vibe, so to speak. I'm very edgy, very to the point, very raw. I even asked you if it's okay if I swore before we came on, right?
Because yourself.
well, I do appreciate that. I just can't help it. It's how I was created, right?
That's fine.
But with that said, I don't just swear for the sake of swearing. I think I was created this way to desensitize us to that which doesn't truly matter. What really bothered me about swearing is that we live in a society, in a world, where too many people have a stronger reaction from seeing or hearing the word fuck than they do when they see a fellow living thing. So be it an animal, or a human being, or the environment being hard done by and being mistreated. And I think that is fucking terrible, to be honest with you. I think we've been systematically conditioned by those who run this world system to focus way too much on what doesn't matter in order to distract us from what truly does.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's why I am the way I am before I, start showing that side of me. But again, back to your question, soulgasm, what that represents is being your authentic self. It represents the merging of the human, meat suit that we're all wearing here while being human.
You call it a meat suit.
Yes. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it is, right? I mean, it's just a uniform for this human experience, right?
I like that.
So merging the human us with who and what we truly are, which, as you well know, is spirit, a soul on a human journey. So that's what soulgasm represents.
Awesome. All right. So where are you going with soulgasm? Because I saw you have written some books.
Yes,
Could you tell me a little bit about the books?
Yes, thank you. It's a 3-part series. A personal development series, and it unfolds in 3 parts. So it unfolds in foreplay, penetration, and then climax.
I saw that.
Yes. And I mean, it's got nothing to do with
Sounds
sex.
like the beginning, the middle part, and the end. I get it.
Well, exactly. Well, thank you. And I mean, really, it is all about falling in love with yourself and making love to yourself.
Yes.
Because if there's one thing I want anybody to hear today, if they haven't heard this yet before, it's that your best life lives on the other side of you being your authentic self. We are all a creation.
Say that again. I think you just got broken up. Say that again.
Sure,
your best side lives where?
Your best life lives on the other side of you becoming your authentic self.
Yes.
And the only way to be your authentic self is to love who you are, because you are who you are for a reason. Whether you want to call it God, Allah, the universe, source, it's all the same damn thing, and it does not make mistakes. This is an infinitely intelligent consciousness that we stem from, and we're not separate from it. We are an extension of it. And it does not make mistakes. And our job is to accept who we are. And because, again, that's the only damn way we can be who we're here to be. So there's so many teachings out there about the law of attraction, and if you visualize your steering wheel, you'll get the car and all this bullshit. And I'm sorry, it is bullshit. The law of attraction is the law of attraction is simply this: be who you're here to be, you'll do what you're here to do, and you'll get what you're here to get. And if people just focus on being who they're here to be,
that is the law of attraction, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, yeah, it's absolutely the law of attraction. Who are we? Are you just saying we are spirit? What about that balance of the human experience that we're having?
Yes.
Let me ask you just a question. Who are we?
Yeah, sure. Who are we? Well, that's a loaded question.
I know.
we are everyone and everything at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, we are all God translated in many different forms. Same God, different form. And we're all God learning about other aspects of itself. I know that there are a lot of teachings out there to the contrary, and this isn't to slight on any of those teachings. But at the end of the day, whether it's Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, whatever spiritual teacher you want to talk about throughout history, like Jesus wasn't a Christian, Buddha wasn't a Buddhist, Muhammad wasn't a Muslim. They were all teachers of love. They were all teachers of love.
They're teaching the same thing.
Absolutely.
Love.
Absolutely. It really does come down to love. And when people hear love, they think, oh, it's got to be airy-fairy and nice and gentle. And that's not necessarily what love is. Love is unconditional. Love is omnipresent. And, sometimes things just need to happen for us to wake the hell up. And, so for example, a lot of people say, well, why would God do this in this world? Why would he let this happen or that happen? Well, it's not about God letting anything happen. It's about our soul, which is a piece of that God, choosing certain things that are integral to our evolution, to our growth while we're here. And so it's not about good or bad necessarily. It's about necessity for growth. The human mind or the human ego has a very good time and fun time putting a judgment on every damn thing that it can. And we've been taught to do so right off the bat. I mean, if you look at Christianity or Catholicism, for example, which is what I grew up with, right away, we're sinners, right? We pop out of our mama's vaginas and automatically we're sinners, right?
Dan, I keep saying that it's the most abusive thing that could happen. I was talking to my daughter about it today, and I said, it is so, so awful. As soon as you step into this world, they're calling you a sinner. That is just there's nothing more abusive than that. And you're telling a child that, so you're already conditioned that you're no good. And
Absolutely.
then you're hearing all these songs about I'm not worthy, Lord, and you get up, you just being indoctrinated with this.
Absolutely.
This is why we're so dysfunctional as adults,
That's why we judge
because
each
we
other.
grew up and we do judge each other because of it. I don't
Yeah,
think people are
because
understanding when I say that religion has really fucked us up, like
thank you.
completely. The most
Amen.
abusive thing
Amen.
that could happen to us. And I make no apology to the Christians on our program right now because I
Mhm.
can tell you Jamaica is a Christian country.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
other place you go, there's a church. All right, so we
Yeah.
grew up around it, so it's pretty
Hmm.
messed up, and we wonder
Hmm.
why there's so much things happening in Jamaica, but it stems from Christianity. At the end of the day, it's
Absolutely.
nothing else.
And the irony is that Jesus would agree with every damn thing you're saying. If Jesus was here today, he would say, right on,
Yeah,
because I mean, his teachings, Buddha's teachings, Muhammad's teachings, I mean, you go through the list and they were all tainted with for a very deliberate purpose. And that purpose is divide and conquer. And so many people will say, "Oh shit, he's talking about conspiracy theories now." No, it's not about fucking conspiracy theories. It's about
no.
critical thinking.
Hmm.
We need to think for ourselves instead of just accept what we're told.
Yeah,
And that's happening, thankfully, and thank God, literally, to many, many people. And thankfully, not everybody needs to
awakening.
get this.
Yeah,
Yes, and
we're waking up.
not every single incarnated soul needs to get this. It's just a critical amount needs to, and a critical amount are. And there is no stopping this awakening. There's no stopping
Yeah,
us. There's no
yeah.
stopping love. Love
I
is
see
about to
that
win
now.
again, and it's only a
Yeah.
matter of time.
Oh, it feels good. Don't you feel that energy? Like I
Oh,
mean, I've only felt it for a year now that this is something beautiful is happening. You know?
well, and you put it so well there because it really is a feeling. It's something you can't necessarily put words to because it transcends
Yeah.
words.
It is hard
You
to
know?
articulate because love
Yeah.
is not, we were taught love to be something else than it is.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
when you actually experience true love, you're like, oh my God, you just want to share that with everybody. You want everybody to like
Absolutely.
wake up.
Yeah.
This is love right here.
Hmm.
It is kind of maddening. I went through a very crazy year, but let me talk to you a little bit about rated R Avatar. Like I love that, and I said I had to ask you about the
Oh,
rated
please.
R Avatar. And I know you say you swear a lot, so I get a little bit of what it may be, but tell me about that.
Well, yeah, because usually I am rated R. And again, it's just the way I've been created. But Avatar, I mean, it rhymes with rated R. Um,
So,
but but Avatar, I mean, the definition represents the representation of an idea, a spiritual teaching. So I just figured it fit quite well, and it rhymes, and it rolls off
yeah,
the tongue. So
yeah, okay. And I think it works. I'm seeing that already. Before you were talking about, you mentioned destroying the earth. I wanted to talk to you about. Are you a vegan?
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
No.
So, what is your take on? I'm a wannabe vegan. I still
Okay.
eat the meat, yeah, but I so badly want to. But what is your take on us killing the animals? I mean, I know a lot of. I mean, my excuse, which is really just to justify me eating meat right now,
Mhm.
is that a
Yeah.
lot of the animals were not God made, were not created by God. They're really man made. Animals like the cows and well, I don't eat pork, but I know
Okay.
the pig obviously is a hybrid animal as well. And persons will justify eating these things because it not necessarily were God made, but
Hmm. Hmm.
made so it's okay. It's okay to kill these animals, because they can be used for food. I just
Right.
wanted to ask you a little bit about that. I wasn't sure if you were a vegetarian or vegan, or
Yeah.
anything, but
No. Well, that's a very good question, and many people have asked me that. I try to avoid it as much as I can, to be honest with you. Well, because there's some pretty pissed off vegans
what
out
you
there,
say?
man.
You
Like
love you love the
some.
meat.
Well, and I mean, yeah, like I've been attacked by some vegans, and right, because they say, well, I teach all this unconditional love, but I eat meat. Well,
Yeah,
so and I have spent quite a bit of time meditating on this, trying to really connect to it. I mean, my human self loves meat,
I
but
was
at the
about to
same
say.
time, I because of what I do, and I try very hard to walk my talk because it's all about integrity, it's all about
Yeah,
authenticity.
absolutely.
so I've sat with this quite a bit, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but my feeling on it is this. Number one, for the vegans out there who are judging non-vegans and spewing a lot of hate to non-vegans, what I can tell them is this, is that they are doing more harm by judging non-vegans than the good they're doing by not eating animals. Because hate is a very strong vibration, a
Oh
very,
yeah.
very strong vibration. And we're all the same damn thing at the end of the day. We're all connected on a very soul level, on a very spiritual level. If we had the right microscope right now, you and I aren't physical beings. We're just
Mm-hmm.
energy vibrating at a certain form, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and so when we're spewing and hate and judging each other, um, that is, again, setting a very low vibration. So I've always been big on intention. Not necessarily, it's not the act that defines the act, it's the intention behind the act.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that defines the act itself. And so now I completely agree that how animals are mass produced and how they are inhumanely treated and killed,
And
I don't believe
somebody,
that that's right at
yeah,
all.
I had a viewer saying that modern animal rearing for food is
Yeah,
whack. And
yeah,
I totally agree with you, Candice. I mean, it is cruel what, if we were to actually sit and watch what they did with the cow before we actually got that lovely steak, we would
yeah.
cry. So
Well,
it's,
yeah, and we probably would never eat steak again.
and
Um,
well, yeah, not really.
yeah,
I've watched it on
or
YouTube. I'm still
right.
eating steak.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I tell
I've never
people,
seen
listen,
it, and
I'm
I'm
having a
probably
human experience. You gotta see with me. There's
well.
no,
Well,
there's
no, fair
no
enough.
perfect
And
being. You know what I'm saying? And we all have our
there
struggles
is
and we
none.
all have our advice right now. So
Well,
I,
absolutely.
I
And see, and the other thing, that hit me too is that there are many cultures who do honor the animals that they consume. And they do need it out of necessity or whatever the case may be, but they truly honor it.
mm,
They're grateful to it. They almost do a ceremonial kind of thing. And I know that for
mm,
myself, I mean, I'm very lucky. I live outside of the city here in Winnipeg, Canada, so I have a lot of farms nearby. And so
okay.
my family and I, we really try to eat from organic farms, that kind of thing, where we know that they're not mass produced, not being mistreated, that kind of thing.
Mm,
But the ultimate thought that always comes to me when I sit with this is that there is an element that perhaps some animals are here to be consumed. Okay, that they're because everything does have a purpose. So you can have that take on it. And the other take or the other thought that always strongly hits me, and it's even in regards to, climate change and that, is that, I think animals are okay. I think the world like Gaia, Mother Earth knows what it's doing, knows what she's doing.
mm.
It's the fucking people that need the help. It's the people that need to wake up.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, whatever floats your boat, whatever you feel drawn towards in terms of showing love in the world, if protecting animals is it, giddy up. Do it.
Yeah.
Do whatever, is an expression of that love for you. If
Hmm.
that raises your vibe, go ahead and do it. But again, my main issue here, and maybe I'm not even answering your question, but maybe I don't have the answer to your question. So
Yeah.
all I know is that this judgment and this fighting that's going on between vegans and non-vegans and that kind of thing, that is completely contradictory to what any well-intentioned vegan is attempting to do.
Yeah,
And that is
it's
hopefully to
yeah,
raise the
it's
vibe of
against
this
what
world.
love really is at the end of the day. And
Hmm.
nobody's saying that you can't use your discernment and speak to people, but I think how they do it sometimes really does bring an energy of hate.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
bring, it's not from a space of love, put it that way. You love the
No,
animals,
and
but
it's
then you're spewing hatred at me. And that's
yeah,
contradictory to what love is totally. So I get
absolutely.
exactly what you're saying.
And I mean,
Okay.
it's really no different about religions being against each other. And my God is better than your God, and all this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And
just more divide and conquer.
yeah.
So, but again, at the end of the day, I think as long as people are acting from love, then there's no problem. But as soon as judgment comes in there, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of that judgment in the spiritual world, even there's a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
out there that believes there's a certain way to be spiritual, and I'm more spiritual than you, and all this other monkey
Oh
shit.
yeah, and
Um,
that's crap.
it absolutely is. Again, it goes
Yeah,
against what that person is attempting to do, I think. So
right. I think everybody, and I say this that we're all having our personal spiritual journey. There's no wrong and right way to do this. You
Yes.
could use yoga and get where you're going. I could just sit down and do affirmations all day and get where I'm going. And that,
Right.
so I keep saying there is no right way. Like when I was going through my spiritual awakening, I had no idea what to do. I didn't even know what was happening,
Hmm.
and I started being, oh, maybe I need to do some yoga. Maybe I need to, you know, I had
Yeah.
no idea what was happening, but I knew that it was something beautiful that was happening.
Hmm.
I was, it just felt strange at first because even though you're a spiritual being having that human experience, when your spirit awakens,
Hmm.
you feel more like a spiritual being than a
Absolutely.
human. And
Yeah.
that's what drives you crazy. And that's what
Yeah.
I believe was driving me crazy all year. Like, I didn't even want to be here then. I wanted
Right.
to leave this earth. I'm like, so what am I doing here? Why do
Hmm.
I need this human experience? Because the
Hmm.
spirit world seems so beautiful. I didn't
Yeah.
even want to be here.
Yeah.
So it does drive you a little nutty. Tell me about your awakening because I believe maybe your awakening was when you had that experience, right? Is that the first time you said, okay,
Um,
hold on, I'm speaking to a dead person here.
right.
What was your
Right.
awakening like?
Well, it actually happened before that. I got into this when I was about 23 years old. I was working for a company here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And long story short, I got arrested for working for this company. This company was suspected of fraud and things of that nature. So I was a sales manager. So I was one of the ones arrested. Now, when they put me in the back of the cop car, they're like, "We don't want you, Dan. We want your boss," which was nice to hear. But my first thought was like, "Well, why the fuck am I in the back of your car, right?" But for the first time in my life, I decided to keep my big mouth shut, and they were true to their word. The charges were dropped, all that stuff. And I honestly still don't know really what they were after. I think it was more of a personal thing against the owners of the company, and simply because
Mm-hmm.
I was a sales manager and kind of I had a big role in it. They wanted to kind of take ones that kind of ran the company to make the company crumble.
Right.
Again, that's just an assumption because I still don't know the truth. I'll only know the truth after I die and I'm back on the other side. But that's when and I was only 23 at the time, and that's when my whole world fell apart, right? I mean, I was,
Mm.
called this fraud, artist on the news and all this stuff, and
Mm.
which so wasn't the truth, but, and I didn't know what the hell was happening to me in my life, and I didn't know where I was going. And right around that time is when these paranormal things started to happen to me. I'd be at my girlfriend's place at the time, and her purse would fly off the counter right in front of my eyes. I would walk by a light fixture, and it would start to
Wow.
flicker. And so I just started having these questions like, what the hell is happening around me, right?
Yeah.
And so not that long after, as divine intelligence would have it, I was told about a local psychic. And I'd had a reading before, but nothing of true value. It was at like a carnival or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Um, and, big chandelier earrings and so much lipstick. It's like
Yeah.
you're having a, talk with Ronald
Yeah, I
McDonald.
know those carnival psychics.
Yeah, yeah. So, but at that time, my life was like so uncertain. So I figured, hey,
Yeah.
can't hurt. And this lady, she blew me away, and she actually just passed away, unfortunately, about a year ago. Her name was Ruby Beatty, out of Calgary, Canada as well. But she was living in Winnipeg at the time, and she blew me away. And I walked out of that reading, Elisa, that day with it was like a light switch was turned on inside me. I needed to know more about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up a book, or somebody referred me to a book by Sylvia Browne, The Other Side and Back, it was called. And it just blew me away. At the very least, it opened me up to the fact that I wasn't alone, that my family members who had passed on, who really knew me, who knew I was innocent, that kind of thing, were watching over me and protecting me. And that was my first kind of opening to this spiritual realm of things.
Wow.
And then I ended up working with Sylvia Browne as her promoter. And
I
then
wanted to ask you about that. What was the
yeah,
work like? But finish up
yeah,
with that so I can.
yeah, and then got into Deepak and that kind of thing. And all as this was
Yeah.
happening is when this started to happen to me. Like I never told
Okay.
Sylvia Browne once that I was able to do this stuff too. I was not there for
Yeah.
that, right?
Wow.
But yeah, so that's kind of how it started. And then no matter where I was, it would happen. I would be out at a nightclub even, and I would have to give somebody a reading. I'd be ordering a drink, and the person beside me,
Oh.
their dead grandmother, or whoever was
Okay.
behind
They
them. So
don't
I
have
had to
to
give.
ask you.
Oh
They
God,
it
no,
would just. Oh, you'll just be in
no,
the presence of someone and
boom,
their
and it would
ancestor
just
would come.
and it would just come
Wow.
out. And thankfully, I never got punched in the face or anything like that.
Oh,
You know, I was threatened with a gun one time. You know, because it was, you know, a guy and all his buddies were there. And especially men, if they're out drinking at a nightclub, they probably don't want to get into their deep shit. They probably
no.
don't want to get into their
I
traumas.
don't think so,
Um,
Dan.
yeah. You know, but I was very, you know, naive with it. And it was my belief that, hey,
Yeah.
if it's coming to me, it's my duty to pass it on, right?
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah.
99% of the time, it was always well received. And I still have people who will hit me up on Facebook. They you know, they see my face like, hey, you know, 5 years ago, I met you at a nightclub, and you know, you came up to me, and you know, and I didn't believe it at the time, but then all this stuff happened, and thank you, you know, just crazy.
Right.
But it would happen everywhere and anywhere. And so that really allowed me to become comfortable with doing this. Really allowed me to hone the ability, for lack of a better term, and
Wow.
I'm still doing it to this day. And I'm you know, I'm so genuinely grateful. I've never marketed myself once. It's all been word of mouth. I'm just now gearing up to market myself because I'm finally almost ready. I'm almost finished the Soulgasm series.
Yes.
I've
Okay.
just always had this feeling that I didn't want to officially launch until I had that book series done,
Right.
because I need to
Makes
get it out
sense.
to people. You know, I just
Yeah.
need to get it out to people because of what it does for people.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And as you say, word of mouth, I have to thank Robert Collins because I've been doing, and it's about getting it out. Persons are wondering, no, why is she's gone into all of this? Why is she's now using Sisters Let's Talk show for
Hmm.
all this spiritual talk? And it is that feeling of wanting persons to know that there's something more beautiful than what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, yeah,
There is something else and something that is so impertinent, something that is so important for us to know about who we are. And I invited Minka. She's on right now. She's a spiritual guide and medium as well. And last week I had Say Ray, who is also a spiritual medium. And I needed, I think it was last week after I had those two shows. Robert messaged me and he said, "You have to get Dan King." And I had no clue who Dan King was. so,
well, and that's
so
okay.
yeah.
Most people don't yet. That's
Yeah,
okay.
so well, they're
And
gonna know now.
well, yes, and thank you first and foremost for having me on, and of course, thank you to
Oh,
Robert.
absolutely.
I
I didn't
believe he'll be
hesitate.
watching,
I went on your
because
page,
yeah.
of course, and I had to look through, but I took,
Well, of course, yeah. You can't
Robert's
just
word for
have
it.
some, you know,
I
some
said,
weird
of
dude
course,
from
Robert,
Canada
but
on
I
your
went,
show,
I
right?
went Googling and I did all of that, and I'm like, hey, Robert, yes, I'm going to ask him. But you
Right.
didn't hesitate, and I thank you for that as well, because we do
Oh,
need to
absolutely.
hear this. And what I'm loving is that every day I'm finding my soul family. Every day I'm connected with persons that are on the same frequency as I am. And it's becoming that global spiritual awakening. I'm seeing it and
Absolutely.
feeling it. So
Well,
thanks,
and
Robert, and thank you.
oh, yes.
Um,
Well, and likewise, and thank you to Robert as well. And you know, I think what you just said is so important for people that are just getting into this to know, because it can be a very, like, you know, like you kind of alluded to, a very lost feeling.
yeah,
And like you also alluded to, a big tug of war rather, within yourself, between,
yeah,
you know, the human self and the soul who's, you know, awakening now, and you know, you just don't know what the hell is right or wrong anymore. You don't know what's truth and what's bullshit anymore, and then you
yeah,
feel all these
yeah.
things that come along with it. You think you're losing your mind and going freaking crazy. So I think it's important for people to know that you do inevitably align, like you so well put, with like-minded, like energy,
Oh yeah, oh
like
yeah.
frequency people.
Hmm.
We just tend to find each other, and that, I think, just proves just how intricately intelligent this whole system is,
It is.
and just how much energetic this is, because it's no
Everything is
different than what we,
energy.
well, exactly, and it's really no
Yeah.
different than what we learned in school. They just didn't go that deep with it, and that's for
Oh,
obvious
they
reasons
wouldn't.
too, I guess. But
Yeah, they
yeah, well,
wouldn't.
of course, we can't wake the people up too early, right?
Yeah, at all.
Right. Yeah. No, that's going to screw up their plans. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, no, I think it's really good for anybody out there, no matter where they are on their journey, to know that you will find others like you, and just keep being you, and
Yeah.
you will align with them.
Oh wow. All right. So I want to have a few more minutes with you, and persons are on like crazy, obviously wanting, because I did say you're going to be doing some readings.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
I can't let you leave because I'm not sure what, are you able to invoke a spirit now? Somebody who has passed over? Is that the kind of reading that you can do now? Or tell
Well,
me.
actually, yeah, and I meant to ask you how you want to do this. I mean, usually I do over the phone or in person. I've done email things, that kind of thing. So I don't know how you want to do this.
It would just be a 2 minute. I mean, there are a couple people that really have asked me, and I'd
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
oblige them.
Well,
But if that's what you're doing, though, my husband passed last year, so I do
okay,
would love to see if there's any way that Carrot would come through right now, and if
okay,
he has anything to say to me. And a lot of his friends are on right now too,
okay,
but I would love to hear from him.
okay, okay. Well, let me just kind of see here.
Okay,
I'm just going to try something quick, okay? Because I
no
don't have a
problem.
stand. I don't have a stand for my cell phone, so I want to see. You still hear me?
Just a little, but yeah, if you can get it closer to you, you need your two hands, right? You're holding up your phone.
Well, yeah, that's okay though. I'll try and do a makeshift little thing here.
All right.
I don't know if this is going to work. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still kind of straight. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Um, I'm definitely picking up on an energy. I just want to get a little, I want him to get a little closer. He's a big energy though. And he must have been this way in life. Like almost takes over the whole kind of room. Like, do you know what I mean? Just with that,
Yeah.
I don't even know the word for it.
Yeah. I get it.
I mean, for lack of a better term, just this bright light. And it looks to me like, I don't want to say he's balding, but like it's definitely not bald, because I want to say like there's like a receding hairline, but then there's longer hair in the back. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
That's him.
Did he always wear light colored clothing as well?
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because he's coming through and he's saying like talk about my shirt kind of thing, and it seems very light.
Oh yeah.
Is there something with like, because he's going on about a car, so I don't know if you got a new car, or if you're having an issue with a car, or if he did while he was still around.
Oh yeah, I get the car thing. Yeah.
What is the car thing, if you don't mind me asking?
I just gave in my car.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
selling my car. Yeah, I'm selling my car.
Thank you.
And he bought that car for me. He wanted me to have that car.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's totally cool with you doing that, and so like, did you really go, like, my term for it would be like, did you really mind fuck it, like you weren't sure if you should get rid of it or not, like you went through that whole thing, like a very big tug of war?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
My fuck is a real good.
All right. You're so great, because you haven't been offended by anything I've said, so I love you. I loved you anyway. I love you even more now.
I
so
want
thank
it all.
you.
Just spill it all.
You make me feel very comfortable, so thank you so much.
I'm an open book, so just spill it.
All right, cool. I'm not sure if this will make sense to you, but did it take a long time for you to find each other? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
a long
because
time?
we're 21 years apart. It took
Oh,
us,
wow. Oh.
we talk about that all the time, that we wish we found each other before.
Very cool. Okay,
yeah,
so this makes sense.
It took a long time for our souls to meet. Yeah.
And he's even going deeper. Like, he makes me feel that you guys were together in a past life as well. So I think that's what he's speaking. Oh, so you're aware of this? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the long time. Yeah, like that's the long time he's talking about too. It's not just in this current incarnation. This was, and it's giving me crazy goosebumps.
I'm getting
and like, I usually hate the term soulmate, because it's so fucked with, and there's so many poor people out there waiting for the soulmate. But you know what? Like, you guys, if there's such thing as it in the way it's promoted in this physical human world, you guys were it. You really are. And he still has a lot of fun with you. Does that make sense to you? Like, you must be able to feel him a lot.
He's having too much fun with me.
Okay, all right. Because he's really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
And he's proud of himself too. And yeah.
He's a bossy one. He's bossy. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And like, even deeper or kind of grand scale of things, he's saying how and if he makes me feel like you kind of already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's that he had to leave the way he did because a big part of your spiritual journey and awakening in this life is he's really a part of it, but he can do more on the other side.
Yeah, he sent that message to me. He did.
Wow. Okay.
He told me
Okay.
that after he transitioned. I got that
Wow.
message from him.
Wow. Okay.
And he was a big part of my awakening. He's the reason I'm awake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's really good at taking you towards where you need to go, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I feel him guiding me. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, because really your path now, like from now on, I guess, until it's your time to transition, is just to really, because you have so much of this knowledge already in you. And I mean, yes, you know, we all do in some way because we're all souls beneath all this and the soul knows all. But you've had incarnations, very spiritual incarnations as well. And so what he's bringing you towards, it's almost like little triggers, like little switches are being turned on. And it's just about like, once you get this, like that switch turned back on, it's like all this information comes back to you. Does that make sense?
Making too much sense.
Well, that's good. It'd be shitty if I was not making sense at all, right? I'd rather make too much sense than none at all. So thank you.
Wow.
But yeah, and he's just got this. Does it make sense to you that he was very okay with his death? And like, obviously he's okay with it now, but it feels like in the moment, even while he was still here, he was okay with it.
Oh my God, he was so okay with it. I saw it all over him. I looked at him and it was like he was sleeping. He looked so beautiful. It was amazing. He was so beautiful.
Like, this man was as close to a soul incarnated as one could be.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
No
honestly.
Doubt.
And he's was he this funny in life too? Because it's almost like he's bragging that he doesn't have to come back again.
I know. I know. I said he's
and like rubbing it in, even in my face. He's like rubbing it in my face, even, but not in a malicious way. It's just his way.
Yeah. He is an angel. He does not have to come back. He does not have to reincarnate.
No.
I know this.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
This is why I'm working so hard. I don't want to come back.
Lucky man. Lucky man. And we're still stuck here, right?
Yeah. I don't want to do this human thing again, but hey.
Well, that's why all this is all happening, honestly, because you
I need to work hard.
Either.
I'm working hard not to do this again.
Well, not so much work hard, just keep going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm on the path. I'm not going back. You know what I mean?
Oh, well,
I'm awake. I'm not going back to sleep. I don't think you can go to sleep after this.
Well, and that's the beauty of it. Once you know this stuff, you can't unknow it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, did he ride a bicycle a lot?
Not really, but he tried twice. We were on a country
so
trip and he was riding it for fun. I have him on video. It's actually on Facebook too, him riding a bike. That was a couple years ago,
Okay, yeah, because he's showing me this bike, and there's like a funny story, but I don't know, but yeah.
It is. He was trying to do a wheelie, and it didn't work out.
Well, I can wholeheartedly relate. I can relate to that, because I can't do that shit either. Did you have an actual ceremony, like an actual wedding? But there's something unique about it, though.
We got married on the beach. You're talking about the wedding or the send-off?
Well, it's definitely like between you two, so it feels like a wedding.
Yeah, we did it on the beach. It was an all white.
Oh, all white as well.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Okay. But that. It seems like there's more to it than that he's trying to get at. Were you really choosy about who was there? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. We had to. It had to be, small and intimate. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that I think is more where he's going with this, and that's no slight on anybody that wasn't there. It's just that it was very strategic. Like, I don't know, it was very important. Like, who was there? Like, it had to be the right vibe, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was he all about that in life, like the vibe?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And he would be very good at removing himself from that which wasn't in harmony with
yes
positivity.
He taught me that. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. He wouldn't
Yeah.
stay around bad vibes. He exuded only positive vibes, you know?
Well, and
So
even
yeah.
like he's got that kind of vibe to him where the way I like to put it is he's one of those people where he could tell you he could tell you to go to hell and you'd look forward to the trip. Um, right?
Very,
Like he
very
just had this
tactful.
way about him that
Yes.
whereas with me, I can be very brash and very like my words can cut, man, and I'm trying to balance that in my life.
Yeah.
But this guy, he could tell you to fuck off, and you'd be like, thank you, you know.
Yeah. He's so
Um,
polite.
just a cool vibe, and I mean it goes without saying. There's so much love there. Um, are you planning for this talk show thing you're doing to become like like a big thing?
Oh, that's so weird you said that because people have been saying that I need to do that, but I was talking to a friend today and I was saying to him that if I settled somewhere, because right now I'm not sure what I'm doing, and if I
Okay.
settled somewhere, I'll probably introduce the show to a radio, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
to be back on the radio because I was on the radio with my husband. So I would do, but
Oh,
I'm not
really? Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't like to be censored, and I know how it would have to be one of those free like Facebook. Nobody can
Right,
tell
right,
me what
right.
not to talk about, so I
Yeah.
don't
No, I
want
hear
to be
you.
censored. So if I'm going to
Right.
be big, it's going to be on Facebook or YouTube or something,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
fair enough. And I mean, I guess realistically, a lot of stuff is going online anyway. But excuse me, at the end of the day, what he's getting at is that like he's showing me. I don't know if you can see me, but like this, what you're doing is just it's exponentially growing. Okay. Um, and is this a new thing for you to be confident enough to be doing this, even to be on screen,
Yes.
especially on
Oh,
screen?
oh yes. He
Okay.
knows this. I would rather
Yeah.
the radio that nobody's seen me, but
Yeah.
for
Well,
somehow
this is
after the awakening, I'm at that place where fuck it. It don't matter. I mean, people think I'm
yeah.
crazy already. It doesn't matter to
Well,
me.
high
I'm
five on
okay with
that,
people
sister,
seeing me.
because well,
Yeah.
and this is really where where he's showing me this is more going. It's more the visual, and he's so proud of you for putting your face out there.
Oh,
Um,
thank
I
you,
mean, to be
Carol.
honest, I don't know why you wouldn't want to show that face, but
Oh, thank you.
because you've been blessed there as well. But I mean, this is going to become, and he's showing me like the YouTube logo, and I'm just learning about the social media stuff. So so I'm just going off what he's giving me. But are you doing anything on YouTube, like more of like a,
I have it on
um,
paper that I'm going to. I just haven't.
okay,
I even have the name on YouTube already, but there's not even one video uploaded. I haven't
okay,
done anything. Yeah, I'm
okay.
still in that zone of
Yeah,
what am I
no,
doing?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all good. He's just showing us more like where this is going. Um,
Mhm.
and he also shows me like you sitting on a couch with guests. So it could be, like you might be like, because I feel you like in studio more, like having
Yeah.
people come sit with you.
I was just talking about that today. That is so eerie.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you're on the right path, but you probably already know that. But just keep doing you and being you, and you're getting really good at what he was like cutting people out, and you need to do that. Do you know what or what he's referring
When you
to?
say cutting people off, you said?
Yeah, like cutting people out of your life, cutting people, yeah,
Oh yeah,
off.
yeah. I find now it's easier for me if you're not if your energy isn't serving me, then no, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna be about that life. I'm not that woman
and
anymore.
well, good because he's being very adamant that that is so key on your path.
Yeah.
And I talked about how our greatest life lives on on the other side rather of being our authentic selves. It also lives on the other side of us letting go of things that no longer serve us. A lot of times we bring things in from past lives
Mhm.
because we haven't, we didn't heal it in that past life. So we have to choose kind of like same type of situations that we've gone through in past
Yeah.
lives to
Yeah.
overcome, to kind of end that karmic cycle. And that is a big part of your path is to let go of people who um, definitely don't match your vibe, definitely who mistreat you, but also those who aren't getting, it's even bigger here, aren't getting what you're trying to give them.
Yeah.
Because you have a few past lives here where you really severely held yourself back for others. And your intentions were great. You have this heart of gold, but at the same time, it fucked you royally in the end. And so I mean, you're not going to do that this time, but it's important that we hear it, I think, either
No.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
But I
you.
mean, it's so cool what you're doing, and it's like it's taking over the country. Like it's like that's how big this is becoming. What he's showing me. So I hope that doesn't scare you. But like
It
this
was
is
just like
going to
what?
be like, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like I hope you're okay with being, a celebrity in Jamaica because this type of exposure that's
I've
coming
been
your way
exposed
is going to
because of
put you in.
him. I've
All right.
been exposed because of him. So that don't. I mean, Jamaica is so small. We're good. I mean, you know
Right.
everybody pretty much. So it's
Right.
all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming.
Oh,
It's coming. So, so be ready.
carrot. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, you're very
Let
welcome.
me.
You're very
I
welcome.
am so praying that you will oblige me in a few more minutes because
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I do have some persons that have asked me,
Yeah.
persons that are dear to me. So I would love you to. Uh, Jillian, are you there? Minka? Minka, is a dear friend of ours, my husband and mine, and
Okay.
she absolutely asked for a reading.
Okay. And what's
Um,
her name, sorry?
Jillian Francis.
Jillian.
We call
Okay.
her Minka. Yeah.
Minka. Okay. Yeah. I just need the first name, so that's good. Or nicknames
Okay.
are good too.
All right.
Um, okay, Jillian. So is there a way for her to respond on this, like as I'm talking?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Jillian,
cool.
just let me. Oh, there's so many messages. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Jillian, so say something because it's you now. So
Okay.
say hi,
So
Jillian. Hmm.
it's okay. I'm just gonna like as long as she can like respond as I'm talking.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of really tap into her here. Let's see. Okay, is she in a relationship right now? Because I want to know this before I start saying what I want to say. Because yeah, I don't know if she's.
Jillian,
Oh
are you in
yes.
a
Okay.
relationship right now? Yes.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. Um.
Oh, well, hold a
So
second. Jillian,
yeah,
are you saying that he's asking you if you're in a relationship right now?
because I don't want to. I just want to get clear on exactly because it's actually your husband giving me the information here. Um.
Ooh. Jillian? This is Jillian Francis.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see her here. She says I'm here,
Right.
but
So, but
I
she's
don't
not
know if she's.
answering. Yeah, because
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, I'm just going
Mhm.
to spew what I'm getting on it, and then if.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good. 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 Okay. Because he's going on about better choices as it pertains to relationships, and this all comes down to. I'm just going to be straight up, Jillian. You need to stay the fuck single for a little while. Okay.
Whoa.
Because this is all about like she doesn't get, or Jillian, you don't get. I'm going to talk directly to her because I don't want to make it sound like we're talking about her. Um,
Okay.
she or Jillian, you do not realize an ounce of your worth. And I'm not saying you don't realize you're a bit worthy, but in comparison to what you are, you're so fucking far off. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to like almost like gently shake you a little bit. Actually, your husband is. And it's if Jillian, if you're not in a cocooning stage
She.
right now, like I like to call it, you really should be, um, because it's really about you, like for lack of a better term, tapping into you and finally making your life all about you. It's like you had this martyr type of thing going on where you were looking for validation outside of you to kind of feel that worth, especially in relationships. And you really just need to break from that. At least, I'd say at least for like a year. at the same time, I want to say, like, you're going to have to say no a lot because it feels like, and I don't know what she looks like here. I'm just seeing her. I see a little picture of her. Um, that she doesn't have a problem attracting people.
No, she doesn't.
Okay. So yeah, like, and the no is such an important, like, it's such a simple word, but that's what he's showing me is just like this big no and almost in like neon lights. And it's like, even if it feels so right, even if he's the, if he or she are the hottest people, it doesn't matter. You have to just take time for you. You need to fall in love with you. And I think I kind of talked about falling in love with yourself earlier on when we were, just talking in general. And that's really what this is about. Like, I want to say she never, like, no one's really told, like, given her the love that she deserves. And I want to say there was lacking growing up, like, but now, and it's like almost like her friends are more family than family is, if that makes sense. Um, so everything's happening, but, and it's a good thing that you're on this call as well, Alicia, because I feel that Jillian's going to need some help to stay single. Um, and I hope that's not taken the wrong way. It's just that it's such a hardcore, what's the term I want to use here? It's such a hardcore cycle that she's in. Like, it's not even that, like, Jillian, you're trying to attract, the wrong situations. It just is there because fundamentally, on some level, you believe that that's all you deserve. And I'm telling you, Jillian, that's absolute bullshit. Okay. And it feels like she's starting to get this, but there's like still more to go deeper in, because again, and that's why the no is so huge, because she's right in the middle of this part of her journey where things can happen, like a lot of things can really start clicking if she gives herself the time to go within. So that's why it's like just like a very hard and strong no on getting involved. And that's not to say you can't go out and have fun, and get certain needs met, like whatever, there's no judgment here, but don't get into something serious, because it feels like a lot of herself gets lost in relationships. So I don't know if she's validating that or if you can or whatever, but.
Well, she said that she's been single all her life, pretty much. She hasn't been in a relationship in as long as I can remember.
But I mean, she must have had she must have had interactions with others, though.
Probably
I mean,
yeah,
it
she
must
said, I
have,
don't need
right?
no help being single. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
she's been single
well,
for
then
a
maybe
long
something's
time.
coming then. Well, I mean, something's coming
Mm.
then, because like, I just feel this strong urge to, like, don't get off track. Do not get distracted. And maybe it's not it could be that it's not romantic relationships, and maybe she just gets tied up in taking care of others or distracted by other
She
people's shit.
helps a lot of people. She helps a
Okay,
lot of
okay.
people. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's not a romantic thing, but either way, and what a lot of people don't understand is that, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship that could take us off track, and that we
Okay.
could lose ourselves in. I mean, relationships are relationships, right? Whether it's parental relationships or friends or,
Okay.
cousins or like
Right.
whatever, right? So it's like, really stay focused on yourself. Like, you have to. Like, I cannot stress that enough. And sorry, just give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Are Jillian, are you okay with being single? And, like, be really honest. Like, so has there been part of you that's like, well, when the hell is this happening? Like, that kind of thing?
She said, yes, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the day, what's coming through here is to just trust that, okay? Because it's so imperative that you stay, quote unquote, alone. But it's not really alone. It's that you're really here to get it this time, like this spiritual stuff, who and what you truly are, what life truly is, that kind of thing. Um, because there's a lot of past, and so maybe this is mostly past lives that I'm picking up on here, where, like, you've never lived for yourself. So your soul, I guess, has pigeonholed itself into making sure you do that this time around.
Wow.
because it's never been done before, and therefore you've never truly been able to. I don't like using the word achieve, but to experience your full beingness while in human form. So honor that, and I mean, Alicia, I'm sure you can attest to it. I think you said you've only been kind of consciously doing this for a year or so, but as you well know, and as you've been forced into because of the passing of your husband, it's that solitude is a big part of this journey, of this inner
Oh
journey.
yeah. Oh yeah. I had to be alone
Because
the whole year to do this.
well, and I mean, no one can truly heal another person. We could be guided towards it, we
Yeah.
could be nudged towards it, but at the end of the day, healing is an inside job. And
Mhm.
it takes time alone to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, this is all about getting to know who we truly are. And if we can't be alone with who we truly are, well, how can we get to know who we truly are?
Mhm.
So just Jillian, really trust and just kind of relax into this singleness, for lack of a better term. Because again, I don't want to call it alone because you sure as hell are not alone. Um, it's just that's not meant for you, at least right now. And I guarantee you it
Mm.
wouldn't do you any good because you've had many, 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 many relationships in every, like it literally feels like basically every other life was so inundated with with whoever she was with. And she could have been
Oh,
a man,
she's
of course, in
crying.
past life
Yeah,
or
she's
whatever.
yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
endorsing what you've been saying.
Okay, cool, cool, cool,
Wow.
cool.
Mm.
So like just really trust it. And I'm not sure if my wife is watching, so I want to be very clear what I'm saying here. Because I'm going to say you are fucking lucky that you're single. And I don't mean I wish I was. What I
Yeah.
mean is that, again, because you have had so many lifetimes that have just been kind of swallowed up by relationships, that it's really important that you find gratitude for being alone because there's a lot of people who are in relationships that wish they were alone. I'm not one of them. I want to make that clear. Right? But I did it the right way. I waited a long fucking time before I got into a,
All right.
well,
Serious.
married basically, like marriage and
Yeah.
kids and that. But this is so good for you, Jillian. And um, sorry, I just want to. Has she started her own business yet? Is she doing her own thing
Oh
yet?
Lord, she's doing millions of businesses.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, she has quite a few businesses that she's
okay. Because
getting
that's the
off
other
and
part of.
have started.
Okay, good. Because that's another part of this too. If she was in a serious relationship at any point in time, really, she wouldn't be able to express all these things, and that's why she's doing so many things. Is because she's
Wow.
never been able to do fucking one in any other life.
Mm.
Okay, so now her soul's like,
Yeah.
so this round, this time around, this incarnation, I'm gonna wait till a damn long time, and I'm gonna make sure I can express and come to know all aspects of myself while in human form because she hasn't been able to do that
Yeah,
literally
she
ever
says she knows what
ever
you're
before.
saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because she literally
Great.
has never been able to do that before, like ever.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
Wow.
many lies we're talking about here. Many lies, many lies.
All right. I know there is one more
Yeah, go
that
ahead. Absolutely.
York Seaton. I believe his mom passed with breast
Okay.
cancer, and he'd love to. I know his siblings should be on as well.
Okay.
So
York.
yes.
Did you know his mom as well, Alicia? So, like, are you gonna be
You
able to answer or
know,
no? Okay.
he's a friend of Robert. I have no
Yeah, yeah.
idea.
Okay,
I
fair
just
enough.
met York. Hmm.
Yeah. No, all good. I was just wondering. I was curious if you could answer for him as well. But
Oh, he's on. He will be
okay,
able to.
cool.
York, just keep typing.
There's definitely she's well. Okay, I have this lady here, very kind of bubbly energy, very bright colors, and not bright like white, like your husband was wearing. Like it's like a whole bunch of different colors. Um, and she's trying to show me something, and I don't know what the hell it is. So just give me a second here.
Okay.
Like like it looks like some sort of. I don't even know if I want to say box because it's like it oversimplifies it. Because there's like a railing on it even, and almost like a handle, but I feel like I'm pushing a box, like some sort of, but it's like a large box though, because it's a big handle on it, and it's, I don't know how to explain what she's showing me. I'm going to come back to this contraption she showed, because I can't see it clear enough, that so I won't be able to explain it, I don't think, enough, unless he can, he knows off of that what the hell I'm saying, but I doubt it. But now she's talking, and I don't know if it's her or him, but she's talking like somebody like changed their hairstyle, and she's laughing about it. I think it's him. I think it's more directed to him. So I got to see this here. I don't know if he's answering. He's saying not sure.
Are you talking about the box, York, or your hairstyle?
Oh, right. Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, he might be talking about the
right, because there's so many comments.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at them now. It's kind of hard to keep track here. So York, if you're there, man, if you can let me know about the hair, because she's not getting off on this. And so, well, he's not responding yet. Well, not me, but my girlfriend did. Oh, okay. Okay, girlfriend did. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Gotta type faster.
Okay. No, no pressure. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. And there's got to be a funny story about this, because his mom is just going on laughing about this. So I don't know if there was like, I don't know if it was like an argument about it, or if she didn't like it at first, or he wanted her to do it and she didn't like it. Like, I don't know, but there's some sort of conflict about it, but not like a malicious conflict. It's more lightheartedness. And the mom really likes this girl. Have you guys been together a long time, York? Or is this finally the one kind of thing?
He said yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because are you planning on this is kind of personal, man. Shit. I wouldn't be wanting to get this reading right now. I'm just gonna be straight up. Like, if you're not planning on marrying, you got to. Like, what's the fucking hold up? It's like, that's the feeling.
Yeah, he said it's been 4 years.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, 4 years. Okay. Because mom is going on like marry the girl, marry the girl, marry the girl. Okay. Oh, okay. So we argued because her hair was short like hers. Ah, I see. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, is there a baby, or is one coming that you're aware of? I am. Oh, you are doing. Okay, cool. I hope I didn't blow the secret, man. Shit. I hope the girlfriend knows it's coming.
He said, wow. I'm not sure what his wow is for.
Yeah. Well, he said, I am, and then wow. This is astounding. Oh, well, thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Jesus. No, it's Dan. It's Dan.
Yeah. No, it's not Jesus, man. Jesus is way nicer than I am. And probably way better looking, too. But probably didn't swear as much. But
he said no. She said she felt preggers, but she's not.
Oh, so, okay. So that's what she's bringing up. Okay, cool.
Okay,
cool. I don't know, man. I think it's common. It could be common. It just feels really strong. And now it could be because it was a strong moment thinking you're pregnant, so it's hard. There's a lot of energy, obviously, to that. But I don't know. Like, she's showing me a baby. So when it's this clear, I can't honestly say I feel like she's just talking about that instance where you thought she was, or she thought she was, but she wasn't. There could be one coming. So if you don't want one, man, like, you know what to do. Like wrap it, brother, wrap it. Like be careful, be careful. Oh man. Oh,
Mm.
are you ready to cut me off yet, Alicia? No.
No, I'm going with your band. There's so many people asking for readings now,
Right,
and
right, right,
it's blowing me because it's really on you, Dan. I could stay
right,
here. It's just
right.
really you.
Well, I mean,
Um,
unfortunately, yeah, like it is. We've been, yeah, it's 8:20 here now. I do got to run. But I
yeah,
mean, if you'll have me on again, I will do this anytime, Alicia. I really
I
would
would.
love to.
Okay. Is there
Um,
any space for one more, or you just need to go? This is all up
um,
to you.
I do, but I'm terrible at saying no to people who want one. So you know what? One more. Let's do it.
Last one. All right. Annette Carrington.
Carrington?
Annette. Yes.
Okay. Carrington, how do you spell that for me, please?
Carrington. And
T-O-N?
her
Okay.
first name is Annette. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What's her first name?
Annette. Annette.
E-T-T-E, Annette. Okay, perfect. Annette. Do you know Annette, Alicia?
I do.
Okay. Um, is she on here? Is she
She
gonna,
is
like, she's
on.
on?
Yes,
Okay.
she's
Okay,
yes,
cool.
she's on.
Okay. It's this very strong feeling of I need her to know to just like hang on. Like I want to see hang on, especially around money. Like especially around money. It's
Yeah.
like you just gotta fucking hang on. It's like you're so right there, man. So I don't know if she's been like just getting by financially or what, but there's this. I want to say like a lottery type of feeling toward like around it, and that not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily the lottery, but like it's that kind of windfall, and it could be like she gets the ideal job or just money handed to her or something. But the big strong feeling, and this is her spirit guide coming through. Because this is so about her like learning how to trust. And this guide, it's a male guide, but he's saying she's been forced to trust. Does this make sense to you, Elisa? Because I don't know if
A
she's
little, but
replying
she's
at
on.
all.
But it's making
Okay,
a
but
little sense based on
I can't
the
see
little
any.
that I know. Yeah.
Okay, because I can't see
Mm-hmm.
any, she's not replying here. So,
And
um,
it say something. You gotta say something. But I
um,
I can kind of confirm a little of what you're saying there.
like it's just for whatever reason, her soul needs to really get while she's here that she is taken care of. Like she needs to really see, the intelligence behind life, that everything really does unfold the way it should. Like, like all those really fundamental,
Yes.
um, and I don't even want to say beliefs because in some
Mm-hmm.
ways, fuck beliefs. It's about knowing. And knowing is so much stronger than believing. No slight on
Mm-hmm.
believing. We got to start somewhere. But once she starts, but sometimes only when we have moments where it's like, I'm never going to get through this. And then we do. It's only until we do get through it and we never knew that or never could see why or how we could. That's when we
Right.
know we're taken care of, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yes.
So Annette and she got a lot of good, it's what I call karmic credit.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of us come here with karmic debt because we've done some fucked up shit in past lives.
Yeah.
She's got credit up the ass. So Annette but for whatever reason, you just got to hang tight. And I'm asking for more because I feel like she's almost so weary that her head's down, and it's more metaphorical, but I
Mm.
don't want her to miss something come across, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's another one that's done so much for so many people. And that's, I think, where the karmic credit is coming from.
Yes, I'm getting chills. Oh man.
Yeah, like, does she do a lot of
Mm.
volunteering, or is this just the way she is?
She that's the way she is. She just helps
Okay,
people. She's a people
okay,
person. Yeah, she's
okay,
saying wow. Yeah, she's
okay.
responding now.
Oh, there you are. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. All right. So, and you know what? I'm going to ask you a favor, Alicia, since you know Annette. When when things start coming around for Annette, can you somehow let me know? Because I just want to
I will.
celebrate with her because this is a
I
long
will.
time coming. And
Oh yeah,
honestly,
she's
Annette, I don't.
waiting. I keep
Well,
telling her to be patient. She's waiting.
like so much respect to her on a deep soul level because I don't know how the fuck she's made it this long.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm getting
Oh, she's
you
tearing
kind
up.
of like
Me
kind of
too,
all of it
Annette.
all at once. Like that's a strong Chiquita, man. Like that's a strong
Ooh.
soul right there. And it's coming, okay? It's coming. I promise you. I promise you. But that's a super soul, man. Like, and please know, Annette, that only the most evolved souls choose the most fucked up shit to go through.
Yes.
And you are knocking it out of the park, okay? Like seriously, you are
Mm.
so, you could not be a more on your path. I get based on what they're showing me and making me feel that it hasn't always been obvious
Yeah.
that you've been on your path. There's a lot of what the fuck going on there, but you're gonna find out what the fuck, and it's gonna be worth it, okay?
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, Annette, I'm so happy that you got to talk to Annette. She absolutely needed that. I needed her to to hear all of that. Dan, thank you so much.
Well,
They're
good.
already
Oh,
asking how
it's my
when
pleasure.
you're coming back on. I will have you whenever you can come back. Um,
Well, you
they're
can't get
lining
rid of me
up.
now.
Everybody wants. Amazing, amazing. Please give them your contact as well. I know you're on Facebook, but let them know how can because everybody wants to contact you now.
Yes,
Um,
yes, sure, sure. Oh, thank you
how
so
can
much.
they? Oh yeah, please tell them how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Dan King Soulgasm, on Instagram at Dan King Soulgasm. My brand new website is being prepped right now, hopefully launching early 2020. But you can get the best way is through social media. Just shoot me a message and we can set you up if you want a reading or whatever. And I do over the phone, I do Skype, in person. If you guys want to bring me out to Jamaica one day, I'd love to do a talk out there and private readings. Um,
Oh, sweet.
so yeah, I mean, very easy to get a hold of me. But thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough, Alicia. It's this felt
Thank
so good.
you, Dan.
I'm so
Thank
grateful,
you.
so honored, and you are. I mean, shit, you're just a gift as well.
Mhm.
So thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
allowing
bless
me to be
you.
in your presence and in the presence of all these beautiful people on your show.
Blessings, blessings, and thank you, my soul brother. I'm really, I'm shaken a little, not
Oh,
just for Annette's reading, but for what, for you to give like this. Some persons they have their gift and it scares them so much and they don't want to have to deal with it. So I'm
right.
just telling you, thank you for being you. I
Oh,
want to
hey,
thank our
it's
viewers. Yay.
yes. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.
I think this is the first time I haven't been able to go through all of the comments. It's usually an interactive show where I'm able
Hmm.
to read and answer questions, or you answer the questions. But I wanted a full hour with you, and I got much more. We'll call it
Yes.
Brata in Jamaica. So
There you go.
I can't be
Beautiful.
ungrateful. So guys, thank you again, Dan. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
York, big up yourself. Robert, thank you so much for the introduction, my soul brother. And
Yes. Thank you.
sisters, let's talk, guys. Here we go. We're gonna have to log off. Thanks. Bye,
Peace,
Dan.
peace, love, and
And peace to
soulgasm,
you.
everybody.
All
All right. Much
right.
love. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye bye.